Welcome back to the Hollywood Princess Convention Center in Woodbridge, Ontario, as we get ready for our third fight of the evening, an evening of kickboxing here on Viewer's Choice. 5 rounds, a middleweight bout featuring Toronto's Rico Tatangelo against 23-year-old Doug Lafontsee from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Again, we're looking at 2 fighters who are almost dead even as far as their physical capabilities go, and dead even as far as their records go. Both 1-0, relatively inexperienced young fighters.
Again, the advantage maybe, Martin, is that Lafontsee has an amateur record as we join our ring announcer, Norm Rumack.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third fight will be a middleweight 5-rounder refereed by Bob Schneider. In the blue corner, at 5'11", 163 pounds, a record of 1-0 with 1 knockout. From Grand Rapids, Michigan, Doug Lafontsee. In the red corner, at 5'10", weighing 163 pounds, a record of 1-0. From Toronto, Ontario, Rico Tatangelo.
The 4th-year political science student at York University here in Toronto, Rico Tatangelo, in his 2nd professional fight against Doug Lafontsee, also in just his 2nd professional fight. The referee continues to be Bob Schneider. But we're going to go 5 rounds now, 10-ounce gloves with these middleweights as we step it up a little bit, Steve.
And I would think with going 5 rounds, you're going to see a little bit different pace. I don't think you're going to be going all out. And body work's going to become more important because it's going to drop the hands down as the fight goes on.
Well, Doug Lafontsee's well coached. In his corner, he's got Steve Shively. He's a kick US welterweight champion. He did get knocked out by Paul Biafore in our fight in Lamport Stadium, September 25th. He's well coached, well trained. He won't have him burning out too soon.
Martin, how much would these guys know about each other? Would they
They've fought before. This is a rematch.
This is a rematch as well.
He fought him in Grand Rapids, I believe, a year and a half ago, and Rico came out with a split decision in his hometown.
Right away, though, you notice the difference is the power of the kicks from the standing position, Martin.
But these fighters can land from anywhere. But, of course, if you get a little run at it, you can put more on it. If you're standing still throwing it, you can get hit easy.
They both look like pretty good defensive fighters, too.
Oh, yes. Tatangelo gets a little cocky with his guard, and he might pay for it. Lafontsee is definitely a basic good fighter, good skills, but Rico's a bit of a showman, and he'll come out probably the 3rd and 4th round trying to pull off some extra moves to please the crowd.
Rico Tatangelo said he was nervous in his debut fight. He had his parents and family in the front row, and so he said, this fight, they're somewhere in the back somewhere, not up front.
He had 5,000 people in the stands that night, too. I think that might have been a little bit, had worn on his nerves a little bit.
He knows they're in the 5th row tonight.
Doug Lafontsee in the black with the red trim. Rico Tatangelo trying to sneak in what looked to be a right-hand, left leg combination. And now gets the leg up around the ears of Lafontsee as the 1st round comes to an end. A good late flurry by 24-year-old Rico Tatangelo, who on Monday will go back to political science at York University.
A lot of kickboxers have
4th-year political science at York. Shouldn't you be doing something else other than pro kickboxing? What do you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you got to get a balance of both. My dad always said it's good to be good in school and it's good to be good in athletics, and I think this was my game, and I went into it as opposed to any other sport.
How many people start out coming into your clubs, for example, Twin Dragon clubs, just looking for the pure physical fitness aspect.
There's only about 2% fight professionally, maybe 20% or so do it just for fun, and the rest just come in to get shape and learn a few moves, and if it protects them one night, it was well earned.
But big difference fighting for points or fighting recreationally and then going to contact, isn't there?
Oh, day and night.
How did you score that that first round?
I thought Tatangelo won that round. I thought it was a close round. How about you, Mark?
He added a few more techniques. People are starting to see a varied combinations coming out now. Like Lafontsee threw a hard kick and he returned with a kick.
But Lafontsee keeps his hands up very, very well. He tried to, Tatangelo tried to counter a kick with a straight right hand down the pipe, and he caught it with his glove.
And see what Tatangelo's doing now is he's putting his feet right angles into his face. If you point your foot back, you'll hit it on the glove.
Oh, coming around now.
Spinning back fist there.
Oh, he's going to lose some points. That's a warning, sorry.
Now the spinning back fist, people who've seen kickboxing in other jurisdictions are going to wonder why that was a deduction. That's illegal in Ontario. It's not illegal most places, but it's illegal in Ontario.
And what happens in Ontario, when you know you're going out of town, you practice the spinning backhands, but when you know you're fighting at home, you don't train with the spinning backhands. Because we all know the way you train in the gym's the way you're going to fight in the ring.
But it must be incredibly tough if you train and use it other places to suddenly see the opening for it and then have to pull back.
Oh, it's difficult. And there's the kick combinations, and he's finishing with feet and hands.
Rico Tatangelo again taking it to Doug Lafontsee late in this second round. We're going 5 in this middleweight.
Just a little short there. He just caught a piece of that one coming in.
But he held the kick out there.
Yeah, he seemed to hang it there for a while.
There's that angle kick I'm telling you about. And you're hitting with the ball of the foot.
And sometimes it doesn't matter if you hit the arm or the wrist or the glove. It's still going to hurt later on.
Definitely.
So we talked about some of the things that you cannot do in Ontario under Ontario jurisdictions. One of them is kicking below the waist. And the other one, of course, is that spinning
Backhand.
back fist.
The reason they outlaw it is that they figured someone could walk into an elbow. But it's like taking the slap shot out of hockey.
It is. It's one of the most, if not the most spectacular move in the sport.
I've seen Paul Beerford do doubles off a left hand and right hand, pairing a kick.
Breathe deep, Dougie. Breathe deep. When he throws his round kicks, he's leaving them hang. He's leaving them hang. Step in there.
My brother must be getting nervous.
Okay?
He's up in the
Step
corner
in there
now.
and make him pay. All right? Now let's go. Breathe
Rico
deep.
doesn't look too nervous. He looks like
He's relaxed. He's
very
confident.
relaxed.
Listening to Steve Shivey in the corner of Doug Lafontsee. As we get ready for round 3, that second round, how did you score that?
Again to Tatangelo. I thought he was very much in control by the end of it. Seemed to be doing what he wanted to do.
And he's got the slight edge. He's using more combinations.
I think Lafontsee's got to land something hard here to change the course of this fight.
Rico can change in midair. Good exchange.
The right from Lafontsee as Tatangelo was backing away.
There's a parry. Now he's got after the parry, he's got to finish with a punch and a kick followed.
Ball wild right leaves Lafontsee wide open now for Tatangelo.
Took advantage nicely there. Came in with the 2 punches and the kick after the miss.
And he's sneaking the kick around the glove. Too many fighters hit the glove. It almost becomes a target for the foot, but you have to go around it with your feet.
That exchange blocked by the gloves of Lafontsee. Spinning back kick misses. Now wild right again. And once again, Tatangelo late in this third round has Lafontsee backing up.
Well, the fight's being fought to his rhythm right now. There's no doubt about it.
My brother's probably telling him, you keep the kicks low for a while, then switch up to the head. I'm right there. He delivered too low, then one up to the head.
Oh, sneaky right got through, and back to Tatangelo up. And there's the bell to earn the third round. Doug Lafontsee, the 23-year-old from Grand Rapids, like all the American fighters, have the benefit of amateur fighting.
You feel that being an amateur provides a little benefit for you?
Well, it does. It's like golden gloves for regular boxing. You know, they all start out golden gloves, most of them do, and then they, you know, then they progress and then they move right into professionals. That helps them out and gives them a lot better technique.
Kick, he's dropping.
And I gather you'd agree with that. It would just be like the Golden Gloves, give everyone a little bit of a chance to move up.
There was a time when my brother and I were ready to move everything south of the border.
Do it on him. Jab, jab, move to the left, and hook. Okay?
I think winning acceptance for this sport is, you know, obviously you know better than anyone else, has been very difficult. And I would think crossing that hurdle to get amateur sanctioning is going to be almost as difficult as it was to get the pro shows back on.
It is. Like I said, the worst is behind us.
Fourth round, how'd you score 3, Steve?
I think Tatangelo is winning this fight. I think he's won every round.
There's a jump up heel kick. It did get around the guard. And I know he's here to put on a show.
Yeah, as you predicted, he's getting a little more spectacular. Probably think he's got this fight won.
One low and then the left up high. The kicks from Rico Tatangelo.
Always the danger of playing to the crowd, though, isn't there, Mark?
Oh, yes. He's got to watch he doesn't get a little cocky.
This isn't the movies.
No. But it seems when they get in a clinch and then there's a clash, Rico seems to come out with the extra 1-2.
Now for one of the few times Lafontsee has Tatangelo backing up.
Tatangelo just seems so nice and relaxed in there. Really seems to know what he wants to do.
He's confident. That's why he's pulling off these extra moves.
And I think for Lafontsee to get back in this fight, he's going to have to hit him with something one way or another that's going to sap that confidence a little.
Lafontsee able to fight his way off the ropes.
One of these times he's not going to get his guard up, and that Tatangelo's leg is going to come over the top and land. As you noticed before his foot even hit the floor, he still stuck that jab in there. There it is.
So the more Lafontsee has to take chances, the more Tatangelo is going to take advantage.
Oh, yes.
That spin misses by Tatangelo. Rico Tatangelo ahead on all the cards, according to both Steve and Martin here. Coming up a little later, the FFKA World Welterweight title fight as the champion. 29-year-old Paul Biafort from Toronto will look to defend, getting his before fight rub down. He'll face the Irishman Paul Lenahan from Waterford, Ireland. That's our featured bout here on this card of kickboxing from Woodbridge, Ontario. The FFKA World Welterweight title fight still to come here on Viewer's Choice.
Yep, when you Rico slap him, you do this, okay?
Martin, you must think Paul Biafort is the
him
person who
'cause he's tired.
single-handedly could maybe reestablish the sport in Ontario, that he could be the guy that carries you to a whole other level.
He's the Wayne Gretzky of the sport.
The fifth and final round of this middleweight bout, the third of 6 here in Woodbridge. And again, that round more even.
Yeah, no, Tatangelo 4-0, I think, and
He scored several clean kicks to the head.
Lafontsee's going to have to stop him to win this fight.
Oh, yes.
And Lafontsee has come out throwing now to start this fifth round. But left into his right leg gets Lafontsee now and against the ropes.
Lafontsee's one tough guy, though, isn't he?
Oh, sure.
the 23-year-old machine operator for Broadmoor Cereal Packagers from Grand Rapids, is in a battle. Both fighters looking to win their second professional bout.
You'll find some fighters will push each other off and come up with a kick. And sometimes when they push each other off, they'll push their opponent's hands down so the kick can come up and connect on the head. It's a little trick.
The chant of Rico now from the crowd of some 1,800 at the Hollywood Princess Hall in Woodbridge, Ontario.
Lafontsee's lost his mouthpiece here.
Rico just doesn't want to win this fight. He wants to hurt him. He wants to finish him.
Well, he withstood that onslaught very, very well. Lafontsee seems to be loading up, just trying to land a right hand. And isn't really thinking about anything else now.
And you can't slip low on a punch because you're running into a kick. He's got him hurt.
Boy, taking that shot without a mouthpiece in is bad news as well.
That was a crowd pleaser.
Rico Tatangelo heads back to his corner. Rico fighting out of the Twin Dragon Club. Our opening fight winner now joining him in that corner, of course, Roger Ying, also out of the Twin Dragon. I'd be surprised, Steve, it went any other way.
No, I think it was a shutout. I think it's 50-45 on my card. Lafontsee came out there knowing he had to knock him out in the last round, and he gave it his best shot, loaded up on the right hand, but Tatangelo is just too good for him, just too skilled a fighter right now.
And as you suggest as well, when you haven't got the mouthpiece, you're maybe just a little bit more tentative, and Martin, you're just...
Well, I think in the later rounds, he was such a game fighter, Lafontsee, and he knew he didn't have his mouthpiece in there, but he still wanted to come forward. He knew he had to do something in that last round. He knows he's behind.
But Rico Tatangelo has the look of a real crowd pleaser down the road. He looks like he could be a main event fighter someday.
Well, he has the looks, he has the charisma, and he has the talent. He's not just going to come out there with basic front kicks. He'll pull the axe kicks, the half and halves. He knows how he can shift in midair with a punch in the foot.
And as we say, on Monday goes back to fourth-year political science at York University. Rico Tatangelo. As we wait the official scorecard from the judges, we'll go to our second decision of the night. Earlier, it was a unanimous decision for 25-year-old Roger Ying over Mark Gurley in a lightweight fight. And then Chantal Nadal won by TKO over Elvina Boyce in a women's featherweight fight. He wasn't quite sure where this would all lead, Rico Tatangelo, and he wasn't quite sure if this was going to be a career or just maybe something to make a few dollars to keep him in school.
Well, like he said earlier on, he has a good balance, and he really enjoys both, and he gives it 100%. He's looking later to maybe open up a school.
Surely not competition for you guys, I wouldn't think.
No, he'll be with us.
In the third dragon?
Yes.
1,800 on hand here at the Hollywood Princess Convention Center in Woodbridge, Ontario. Last September, 5,000 people filled the Lamport Stadium in downtown Toronto. And we should explain, maybe, Steve, a little bit about the background. The kickboxing was banned back in 1983 when the Ontario government and the Athletic Commission decided to rewrite the rules, because at that time the rules only applied to boxing, and then they had to include kicks in it. And then it came back, and now we have our second card in less than 6 months. Let's join our ring announcer, Norm Rumack, for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scoring is as follows: 49-49, 48-46, 49-45, a majority decision in favor of Rico Tatangelo.
No surprise, unanimous decision for Rico Tatangelo over Doug Lafontsee, just the class of the whole fight.
Did you notice, gentlemen, there when the score was read out that Lafontsee pointed to Tatangelo. He knew he won, but he knew he learned a lot in this fight.
So Rico Tatangelo improves his professional record now to 2-0, and Lafontsee from Grand Rapids is now 1-1.
We have in the south